The aim of this second half is to give you some orientation about the TKT Young Learners exam, should you ever decide to do it. But I'm sure you'll find the concepts and the practice of doing this useful in developing your knowledge, and it will also help you with the adult exam because it's a very similar format to the adult exam. So here's the general description. I'll send you the handbook. This is contained in the handbook for the Young Learners exam. It's a four-part exam, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Number of items is 80, just like the adult exam. The task types, three optional multiple choice, one-to-one matching, 3 to 4 or 5 option matching, or odd one out. And for all parts of this module, candidates indicate their answers by shading the lozenges on their answer sheets. Candidates should use a pencil, mark their answers firmly. Candidates should use an eraser to rub out any answers they wish to change. Each item carries 1 mark. So it's an exam for teachers and classroom assistants who teach or will teach English to young learners. It tests knowledge or concepts related to young learning, young learner learning and development, and knowledge of young learners from a teaching perspective. The planning, teaching, and assessment of young learners' work. So part 1 is to do with knowledge of young learners and the principles of teaching English to young learners. There are 13 items, and the areas of knowledge are the following: children's characteristics as language learners, which is more theory focused; developing children's learning strategies through language learning; developing children's cognitive strategies through language learning; and developing children's communication strategies through language learning. Those are the task types. On to part 2. This is planning and preparing young learner lessons. Number of items 21. Area of knowledge, lesson plans and components. Providing support and challenge when selecting and using course books and supplementary materials. And additional resources. Selecting, adapting, supplementing. You'll be aware of some of this from the adult course. Part 3 is the actual teaching. Number of items is 33. So areas: scaffolding children's understanding of language and use of language through teacher language and teaching strategies. So you'll see this idea of scaffolding is pretty important, isn't it? Using practice strategies to consolidate children's language learning and managing young learners in class. There are the task types. And part 4 is assessing young learning through classroom-based assessment. So we're often talking about informal types of assessment here. So the areas of knowledge are the purposes of different types of classroom-based assessment. There's the focus of different types of classroom-based assessment, and there's acting on classroom-based assessment evidence. Now, I propose to give us a little bit of guided practice before you do the rest of the exam on your own. So, into the chat, you'll find TKT exam practice tests. And what does it look like? It looks like this. Yeah. So I think what we can do is do 1 to 13 together. and then I'm going to give you maybe 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes to do the rest of the exam. Okay, so Rebecca, could you read the instructions for page 2 here for questions 1 to 6?
Yes, I'm opening the file. Okay, for questions 1 to 6, match the teacher's comments on her approach to learning with the young learner needs and characteristics listed A to G.
Yeah.
Mark the correct letter A to G on your answer sheet. There is one extra option which you do not need to use.
All right, so we're going to match letters A to G with 1 to 6. And then could you also read page 3 for us? Rebecca, please continue for questions 7 to 13.
For questions 7 to 13, match the teacher's instructions with the main cognitive strategies they are helping to develop instead A to D. Mark the correct letter A to D on your answer sheet. You will need to use some of the options more than once.
Okay, so we've got 7 to 13 there. Now, it should take you, I'm going to put you a time limit. I'm going to make it 10 minutes. Um, if you're finished before then, put your answers into the chat and then we'll check them. So you'll notice that this is part 1 and it's related to learner knowledge of young learners and their characteristics as language learners. All right. So I will set the clock now, and when the time is up, I will tell you, and you will put your answers into the chat. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Yes.
Teacher,
Yeah,
sorry, we're gonna do the both pages or just the first one?
we're going to do both pages.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
you're going to
you.
have a whole 10 minutes for the 13 questions. Now,
Oh,
remember, in the actual exam, you've got 1 minute per question. Yeah, but I'm making you work a bit faster to see how quickly you can do it.
okay,
All right,
thank
let's
you.
start now. Hi, Lucy. We're doing the exam review. So you haven't missed very much so far. We're doing questions 1 to 13. I'll share it with you now. All right, so guys, time is up. So please submit your answers through the chat for both sections, please. So, Right, let's give you the right answers then. So let's go through section 1 first. The answers are, so 1F, yeah, physical movement or activity. They're often sleepy in the morning, so to offset that, they need to do some more kinesthetic type work, right? Number 2 is E, spelling. Spelling is to do with patterns and systems. Yeah, so it's underlying language patterns. Number 3 is D, having fun. Yeah, a chant is like a repetitive, kind of easy work, but fun, getting them to say faster and faster. 4 is A. It's to do with routines. Remember, we earlier in the course we looked at classroom management and routines, so that's where that fits in. Number 5, visualizations. Yeah. Number 5 is responding to and using language creatively. And 6 is G. Yes. So how do you deal with fast finishers? There are always some students that do their work in 30 seconds and then say, teacher, I'm finished. How do you deal with those? Yeah, so it's enough time to complete their work. All right, so then on to questions 7 to 13. And the answers are 7 is D, 8 is B, 9 is C, 10 is D, 11 is A, 12 is A, and 13 is C. So 7. Yeah, inferencing. Maybe the students have to use visual clues to figure out which one's naughty. Badly behaved monster. 8 would be predicting. Yeah. Try and find the animal word I'm thinking of. Are you ready? First word D. Second word O. Probably dog, right? Snake, cat. So that's predicting. 9 is C. Yeah, ranking. Putting them into your order of preference. 10 is people. Listen to these people's voices. Which person sounds happy? Yeah, again, that is inferring. Inferring. So they have to use the tone of the voice. It's not directly stated. Number 11 is A, yes, categorizing. Now, this is like what we call a Venn diagram. And this could be used to organize, get students' ideas in order before they do a writing or a speaking task, right? So it's categorizing. 12 is A. On the picture, on the board, there are pictures of Sue, a shoe, and a zoo. Sh, s, sh, z. Listen to this word and tell me which picture to write under it. Now listen to the words. Yeah, so it's categorizing. Because the students have to order the words according to the Order the sounds according to the category s, sh, z. Number 13. Pictures of 10 things to take on holiday. 5 most important for you, which would be ranking, yes. Okay, I think we should do another one together before we actually do the I let you loose on the rest of the exam. So this is to do with planning, and it's part 2 of the exam. Planning for teaching. And as you can see, it's a lesson plan based on the topic is a memory game. All right, so the idea is that you have to match the teacher's notes on the right with the headings on the left. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do this, even less time. Okay, please submit your answers at the end. Five minutes starting now. You can now send your answers through the chat. How did you find that? Was it easy? Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so the answers are for 14 through 20. The following. Okay, so teacher's note said, good, they're doing healthy eating in science. Some weird black boxes, aren't there, on the screen? I don't know what to do about that. Maybe if I stop sharing the video, that would help. Still there. So 14 is F, is the syllabus, right? It's how this lesson links to what they're doing on their curriculum. 15 is C, it's to do with certain students have weaknesses that other students don't have. So that's what we call differentiation. 15. 16 is D. Children should make their own game sets to keep and practice with. So that's an extension activity. 17 is A, because this game might be new for some students. So it's to do with assumptions, what we think we know about the student. Number 18, pay attention to remember where their words are. So that would be procedure. Yeah. It's like we need to demonstrate or show how the game works. So yeah, it's to do with procedure. Number 9 for setting up the activity. And 19 is assessment evidence, yes, because we want to know, even though it's informally, how the students have learned, or if the students have learned something, right? So if they're using English rather than their first language, the teacher will know that they've learned something. And 20, I must try to listen to all the pairs this time. This is a personal aim. personal teaching aim that the teacher has given him or herself as an objective for this lesson. So listen carefully to what the students are saying. All right, any questions or doubts so far? No, I'm going to give you an extended practice this time of 30 minutes. Okay, so in that time, I think you should aim to do item numbers 21 to 60. Okay, and you've got 30 minutes to do it. Now, it's quite a push. Yeah, and don't worry if you don't achieve it. I'm just setting you an ambitious goal, okay? So, items 21 to 60. Any questions before we start? How much time do you have for this?
13 minutes.
30 minutes, yes. At the end, please paste your answers into the chat. Are you all ready? Rebecca, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Rosa, are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Jamie?
Yes.
Okay. Which items are you doing?
21 to 60.
21 to 60. How much time do you have?
13 minutes.
30 minutes, yes. So it's kind of a push, but let's see how much you can do, yeah? Right, so let's start the clock now. I'm going to stop sharing because you've all got this, right? I don't need to share it for you. I'm going to just put the timer up on the board here.